From Illinois Public Media News, this is 217 Today. I'm Kimberly Schofield. It's Monday, August 12th. Coming up, we'll learn about the Artist in Residence program at the Urbana Free Library. That story in just a few minutes, but first, these headlines. School starts today in Champaign, and one expert recommends teachers call parents early in the semester before students get into trouble. Gloria Ladson-Billings is a retired education professor from the University of Wisconsin-Madison. Before that, she was a teacher who actively reached out to parents.
I was more trusted because they were like, well, she called and she, in the beginning, and told me how excited she was to have Jamal in the classroom. And so if he's not doing what he's supposed to do, I'm going to listen to her.
She says it took a couple of months to get to every parent, but many told her they had never received a call from school before that wasn't a complaint about their child. A new report suggests that substances used by farmers to kill unwanted vegetation are threatening native plants. The nonprofit Prairie Rivers Network found herbicides are not being contained in farms in Illinois and are drifting onto neighbors' property, harming their trees and other plants. Lynn, a caller from Marion, Illinois, told the 21st Show that her trees were affected by weed killers sprayed next to her property.
It was just affecting my property, and I had an inspector come out and looked at all the trees. He assured me that they had been hit and that I shouldn't eat my fruit out of the orchard.
Prairie Rivers Network found evidence of herbicide drift in 39 of 40 counties they monitored in Illinois. The report authors say there are better ways to manage unwanted plants. A study from the University of Illinois Chicago reveals new information about how the continents could have formed. The leading scientific theory says the land masses were created when the plates that make up the Earth's crust collided underwater and pushed land to the surface. But this new theory suggests that's not the only process. UIC Assistant Professor David Hernandez-Uribe studied certain forms of magma. According to his theory, the Earth's plates thicken over time and then start to melt, and that helps form new continents. Hernandez says the study also helps us understand other planets.
So we need to know how the continents form in our planet first, and then compare to other rocky planets in the solar system. Like, why does Mars doesn't have continents?
Hernandez says his findings could also help us understand the weather and chemical makeup of all things related to life here on Earth. Still to come, we'll learn about the Artist in Residence program at the Urbana Free Library. That story is coming up next on 217 Today.
Next time on the 21st Show, a conversation with Natalie Phelps-Finney, Director of the Illinois Department of Natural Resources, on restoring state parks, protecting wildlands, and enlisting hunters and fishermen in the fight against global warming.
It's not just about ecosystems for animals. We live in the same ecosystems that animals live in. We breathe the same air.
I'm Brian Mackey. That's next time on the 21st Show. Join us.
You're listening to 217 Today. I'm Kimberly Schofield. The Urbana Free Library is looking for local artists to share their work and knowledge for the Artist in Residence program. 3 artists will each have 1 month to share their work and guide the public through creating visual artwork, which can be anything from painting to collages to yarn work. I spoke with Elaine Bearden, a programming librarian at the Urbana Free Library and one of the creators of the grant backing the program, as well as Lauren Chambers, the library's programming and outreach manager, about what applying artists and the community can expect. Thank you both for joining me. Elaine, we'll start with you. Where did this idea come from and how long has it been around?
You know, the library has partnered with Urbana Arts and Culture for a number of years to present Young Artist Studio to the public. And I had been thinking that it would be a pretty neat idea to have just an artist in residence who could do some of that. Then we started talking among staff members. There was someone who was wanting to start doing programming for seniors. And this past spring, the library partnered with the CU Fab Lab and others in town for a makerspace artist in residence. So this is kind of, once that idea started, then it snowballed really because we started getting more people involved.
When Elaine brought this idea forward, it just made so much sense because we're hoping to get a diverse range of artists and different types. And then this will let us bring these different art forms to all ages in a way that will let the different ages really focus on their own skills and have art projects that are appropriate for their age as opposed to trying doing something that would fit all ages. So it was just a really exciting idea.
How are the artists going to be featured in the library?
The idea is that during the course of the month that we would connect the artist with some of the regular program that already happens at the library. So they would create a project that could be completed within an hour and would be appropriate for the age group which it was designed for.
Each artist would do one workshop, one for each different age, but we're also very interested in we have a small exhibit space and also having the artists exhibit their own work in the library as well. So we can also showcase some of the local talent.
Is there a specific type of art form that would or would not work well for this?
It's focused on visual arts, projects that can be completed in one setting, like in an hour.
For the artists who do get chosen for What's Your Story, are they expected to have a sort of teaching or educational role?
Yes. So the idea is that the artists themselves would lead the workshops. There will be a library staff person there with the artists to help pass out materials or to help individuals figure out the project. But we are asking the artists to share their passion and also their skills and encouraging people who maybe haven't had the chance to do that before.
We found that it makes a program and a project more powerful if we're able to connect people directly with an artist who has a wealth of expertise and knowledge and can really help them bring something to life in a way that perhaps, it's not my skill set or Elaine's like, don't ask me to draw. I won't be able to do that well. But if we can connect them with someone who does that and who is also kind of almost a professional, it makes the work even more powerful and more impactful for those community members who are coming to it as well.
The title of the project wants artists to explore the question, what's your story? Where did that title come from, and what do you hope to get from that specific question?
That was all Elaine.
Yeah, I think the idea was helping people connect with their own experiences and in the library, using library resources and the skills and passion of an artist to help people tell their own stories. I think we're at a time where it's really interesting to hear individual stories, and it's a very grounding process as well. In a time where there's a lot of anxiety about the future, being grounded in telling your own story and learning new physical processes for creating art is a really fantastic way to do that.
Artists chosen for the residency will receive an $800 stipend and supply budget. The deadline to apply is Friday, August 15th. Email artistinresidence@urbanafree.org with questions. And finally, in your forecast, meteorologist Andrew Pritchard says today will be partly cloudy with a chance of light rain and a high of 77 degrees. That's it for today. 217 Today is produced by Stephanie Mosqueda. Reporting today contributed by Kennedy Vincent, Alyssa Eaton, and Kimberly Schofield. Music by the Kilbourne Alley Blues Band. Reginald Hardwick is our news director. I'm Kimberly Schofield. 217 Today is a production of Illinois Public Media. Thanks for listening, stay safe, and we'll talk to you again tomorrow.